Hi, I'm Kathleen Smith, and today I'm talking with Dr. Ann McKnight, who's the former director of the Bowen Center, about our upcoming symposium on November 6th and 7th. And the distinguished guest lecturer for the symposium is going to be Dr. David Sloan Wilson, who's an evolutionary biologist. And I wanted to talk to you, Dr. McKnight, about, I haven't read anything that he has written, and I want to do my homework and be ready for the symposium. So could you tell me and tell the listeners a little bit about his recent writing or his writing and what they might find interesting?
Certainly. Well, Dr. Wilson is, first of all, the director of the Evolution Institute, which is a highly regarded institute of evolutionary thinkers. There's a number of them. And he's written a number of books. But the book that I think leads up to this symposium is this book called This View of Life. It's his latest book. And in there, he makes probably two important points. The first is that evolutionary theory in the 19th and 20th century was very misused. It was misused by the Nazis. It was misused by people who believed that survival of the fittest meant that you would eliminate or sterilize or lobotomize people who were viewed as less productive in society. And he spends a lot of time talking about how that view was misguided and led to a lot of views of evolutionary theory that aren't really accurate. So the second most important point of this book, and I think he'll talk about this at the symposium, it's very stimulating and interesting, is that he worked with Elinor Ostrom, and she won the Nobel Prize in 2009 for her solving what was a dilemma in economics called the tragedy of the commons. And what that was a discussion about how a group of people use common resources while at the same time face the pull of every individual wants the most and the best for themselves. And she put together 8 principles for how groups best navigate that question. It can be fisheries. It can be as big as, how we use oxygen on our Earth or how we use the oceans. So the interesting part about Dr. Wilson's way of addressing common modern problems is that he began to use these 8 principles, which he believed are consistent with evolutionary theory, to address problems in business. And he started a school in Rochester, a high school, where he used it for high school dropouts. He used it for religious communities and for neighborhoods. So what's fascinating is he is using evolutionary theory to solve modern problems. So I hope people will read more about his work and come to the symposium in November.
Yeah, that sounds great. And I'm curious to see how other people's presentations will tie into his as well. And it'll be great to see that dialogue. So thank you, Dr. McKnight, for sharing. And I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you, Dr. Smith.
Thank you.